Hello everyone. In this lecture, we would be discussing university wits. I have a request to make. Please like, comment, and subscribe on my video if you like it. Share it as much as possible so as to reach maximum number of students. Now, uh, moving on to our lecture, university wits. The first thing we should know is who are the university wits, why they are called as university wits, and what is their major contribution in the evolution of English drama. Uh, I will answer them one by one. University wits is a term which is used to describe a group of writers, a group of dramatists who were writing drama in the 16th century. They were educated in the top universities of England, namely Oxford and Cambridge. They had classical learning. Their contribution is that they rid the drama from its religious basis and led it to more secular themes. They brought the drama to its own as a literary form. They gave realistic touches to the drama, a psychological uh, component was also uh, focused upon in the drama, and overall, they evolved a new grammar of English drama, which was later available for William Shakespeare, who took the drama to unsurpassed heights. Now, dealing with the university wits one by one, we must first know who were those writers. So, there were seven writers, namely John Lyly, George Peele, Robert Greene, Thomas Nashe, Thomas Kidd, Thomas Lodge, and Christopher Marlowe. Now, talking about John Lyly first. John Lyly wrote a very important work called Euphues, and he also wrote its sequel, that was Euphues and His England. He wrote plays like Midas, Sappho and Phao, Women in the Moon, etc. His important contribution is the use of prose. He used prose masterfully. Sometimes he also overdid it, and that is why he was mocked at also by latter writers for his bombastic style. In fact, bombastic style has its another name as euphuistic style. So his significance is that the prose that he used in his dramas provided models for William Shakespeare to know when to use prose in their drama, in the drama. Now, after John Lyly, the other name that comes prominently among the university wits is George Peele. George Peele wrote one very important work, that is The Arraignment of Paris. His work is unique because he depicted nationalistic sentiments in his play. He was also realistic in his approach, and because of his realistic approach in the drama, his dramas show the good as well as bad aspects of the London society. The third very important playwright among the university wits is Robert Greene. And you must know that Robert Greene wrote a prose tract called A Groat's Worth of Wit. And in this work, he famously, or rather infamously, called Shakespeare as an upstart crow. This was his ultimate insult to Shakespeare, because he thought that Shakespeare was merely an imitator and he lacked talent. So, this was Robert Greene's attack on Shakespeare. Robert Greene wrote a play called Friar Bacon and Friar Bungay, and this is his most important work. The third very important university wit is, the fourth very important university wit is Thomas Kyd. Thomas Kyd is very uh, important because he wrote a drama called The Spanish Tragedy. And The Spanish Tragedy was one of the most performed and popular plays of the Elizabethan period. Thomas Kyd borrowed a lot from the Senecan model of plays, which was basically a revenge tragedy or blood and thunder plays. So his plays have violent plots, scheming villains, and a lot of uh, gore and a lot of blood on the stage. So this is about Thomas Kyd. There is one more very important point that must be noted while discussing Thomas Kyd, and that is Thomas Kyd was, uh, in fact, an inspiration for William Shakespeare. Thomas Kyd had written a play called Hamlet, or the Danish tragedy, which became a model for Shakespeare's Hamlet. Now, after Thomas Kyd, we have Thomas Nashe. Thomas Nashe is also uh, an important university wit. He wrote a work called Jack Wilton. It is almost picaresque, and this is significant because he proved to be a model for latter English novelists who were writing in the genre of picaresque novels. Now, after Thomas Nashe, we have Thomas Lodge. Thomas Lodge is important for a tract that he wrote. That tract is called The Defense of Plays. It was published in 1580 in response to Stephen Gosson's attack on the literature as a whole in his The School of Abuse. Thomas Lodge gave a reply to the School of Abuse in the form of a defense of plays. Obviously, the more popular defense and the more popular response given to Stephen Gosson was by Sir Philip Sidney in his The Defense of Poesy. But Thomas Lodge also responded to Gosson. Thomas Lodge is also famous for his play Rosalind, which was the play on which the plot of William Shakespeare's As You Like It is based on. So, this is the significance of Thomas Lodge. Now, coming to the last and the greatest of them all, the greatest university wit, that is Christopher Marlowe. He was a contemporary of William Shakespeare. He was born in the same year as William Shakespeare. And he wrote dramas which were in blank verse. And he wrote dramas which were significant for their psychological conflict. He has been referred to as one of the greatest playwrights, sometimes also referred to as the father of English drama. But obviously, that claim is a disputed claim because William Shakespeare obviously has a far greater claim to that title. Now, uh, Christopher Marlowe wrote plays like Dido, the Queen of Carthage. He wrote plays like Tamburlaine, Jew of Malta, Edward II, Dr. Faustus. And in all these plays, he makes a detailed study of the power equations, how power acts, how the nature of power differs from situation to situation. He is important for his poetic thought. In a way, he is the true predecessor to the great Shakespearean tragedies. His plays like Faustus or Tamburlaine are supreme examples uh, of drama. As I've said, Ben Jonson called his use of blank verse in drama as Marlowe's mighty lines. And blank verse gave Christopher Marlowe that freedom to give a more dramatic effect to the situations that he depicted in his plays. So, this is the importance of Christopher Marlowe and the overall significance of the university wits. Now, because of the university wits, as you've seen, Shakespeare could learn a lot and Shakespeare could make use of many things. He could make use of a lot of material that was made available to him by the works of the university wits. So, this is all for this lecture. I once again request you all to please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel and share it as much as possible. Thank you.